Hello, my name is Susan Avery. I'm the editor of My Purchasing Center. I'm at the ISM conference in Dallas this week, covering the conference, and I'm here with Dun & Bradstreet, or D&B, I'm sorry, Sakti, Kunz, and Jim Lawton. Welcome.
Great to see you.
Can you tell My Purchasing Center about your company and what you're showing at this conference?
Yes. D&B has been in the business of managing risk for our clients for decades now, especially in the supply management area. And this year we have a couple of very interesting areas that we want to talk to them about, and they've expressed a lot of interest in. One is, one area that our companies are struggling with is the big data being available to them and not being able to make any information or insights out of it so that they can actually take action from it. D&B has been in this space for a long time, and we see it in a three-stage process. In the first place, you have to actually understand the existence of a company. Does a supplier actually exist? That's the first step. The second step is then taking all the information known about that company and putting it together in one area, and then you can actually say, well, I know a lot about this company. The area that's exciting and that we've made a lot of investments in the last year or so is in the predictiveness. From that information that you know about the supplier, you can actually apply analytical algorithms to then start predicting their behavior into the future. And that's what's most valuable to our clients, especially as they go from cost mitigation to business continuity. Being able to predict what their supplier's existence is going to look like in 12 months or that time horizon becomes very valuable. And very specifically, we've launched a Supplier Evaluation Risk rating in our core system that enables our customers to actually evaluate whether their supplier is going to exist in the 12-month time frame with a high degree of transparency. So if the scores change, they'll know why it changed, enabling them to make the right decisions. The other area that's very exciting to us and also very relevant to this business continuity challenge that our supply managers face is compliance. And very specifically, as you look at the regulatory actions that the US government has taken or the international partners are beginning to take on companies worldwide, the lack of compliance due diligence in the supply chain can have an enormous revenue impact and of course a huge brand impact for our clients. Our new product, Compliance Check, actually takes a very methodical, highly organized due diligence process and makes it very easy for our customers to consume and implement that process. It takes all of the risk mitigation data that D&B has, both on the financial risk side as well as the new regulatory risk side, and enables our customers to do the step-by-step due diligence for their suppliers. Very exciting.
Great, thank you. So Jim, what are the supply managers who are at the show coming to your booth looking for? What do they need help with?
Sure, the needs we're really seeing this week, Susan, have been around how do I've got all of this information that exists inside my systems, and there's all this information that exists outside my systems. How do I connect that together and create a complete, comprehensive view of the entire business network? So all of these companies that I'm doing business with, how do I get a much richer understanding so that I can unlock some of the insights that have been hidden and locked away, I can now gain access to. So if you think of things like there's an earthquake in Mexico, how do I serve my customers in Costa Rica better? Should I be doing something different? If so, what does that look like? Let's say one of the three auto manufacturers starts to ramp up production. That should signal a selling opportunity. Yes or no? And if so, how do I go about thinking about that? What are some of the actions that I should take as a result of that? Or even things like the UK Bribery Act. What if a company, a manufacturer, has been fined and that could result in liability? What does that mean for a second-tier manufacturer of mine or a supplier that may be feeding a third-tier manufacturer of mine? Is there liability there? And if so, what do I do about that? How do I think about that? So the connecting of all of this data and bringing it together to be able to provide those kind of insights is hard to do, but it's definitely a challenge that's on the needs of the folks that we're talking to this week.
So what would you say are some of the key takeaways from this conference?
I think the key takeaway is this. What companies need is rich, relevant, high-quality data flowing, much like we're here in Texas with the Riverwalk downstairs, flowing like water seamlessly through all of their enterprise systems in a way that provides insight to all aspects of the value chain. So they need very broad understanding, they need very deep understanding, because these needs are so complex and the risks are so interdependent and they're so global. What's interesting though is, and we're here to talk about purchasing, purchasing has a tremendous opportunity, a tremendous role that they can play, really driving leadership of how do I unify all of this content and this information and this insight from R&D, design, sourcing, through to performance management, production, and ultimately through to distribution and service and support, to be able to gain knowledge and insight through that entire mechanism. So it's a very daunting challenge, but with the right information cloud architecture, it's very, very doable.
That's exactly right, Jim. In fact, I really see supply managers playing a very active role in a challenge that all companies are facing in terms of rapid innovation. As the information flows through corporate enterprise-wide systems, we have the ability to take action in the R&D area, see it flow all the way through supply chain, understand the consequences of those actions, make corrections, and then go back through that learning cycle over and over again.
So do the two of you have any advice or suggestions for supply managers once they get home from the conference?
I do. As supply managers move into business continuity and as they become leaders that drive risk-mitigated growth for their companies, I really feel that they need to start looking at supplier risk management from an information management perspective.
I agree completely, Sakti. This is definitely an information management problem. Think about all of the data that exists in the systems that companies have today. You've got transaction data, you've got billing data, you've got information about customer support data, you've got all of that information, and then you need to supplement that with social data and machine data. Some of that's structured, some of that's unstructured, some of that's inside the enterprise, some of that's outside of the enterprise, but gathering that data, organizing it, and then applying a set of analytics to it that allows you to really get the insights that give you the end game. And the end game being, I need to have the right person make the right decision and take the right action at the right time. And if we get that, that would be success. So that's what winning looks like from my perspective.
Thank you, Jim and Sakti from D&B, for your insight and spending time with my purchasing center.
Thank you,
Susan.
Thank you.